Kojo Addo mentioned he's CEO of Data Bank. Maybe to get his thoughts on what means for Brand Thomas Partey, right? Whether or not, or how all of this affects Partey going forward as he tries to find a new club and all. Kojo, thank you so much for joining us. Good morning. How are you doing?
Honor and a pleasure. Bonjour, monsieur. Ça va?
Bonjour.
I'll do my one line of French and then we'll move on. Ray, I greet you.
I'll take on boss.
Nice one.
So your thoughts on how this affects Partey, especially from a value perspective, especially from a perspective, in which he's trying to find a new club, a new employer. Yeah. There are several employers who may want to take him on, but there's this circling around him. Is this going to be an impediment to him as he tries to find a new employer in the football market?
I think so, unfortunately. And whoever timed this, I don't know, must have something very serious against Partey. I mean, the timing is so coincidental. Just when his contract ended, and we all knew that Arsenal were not going to renew it, the charges are filed July 4th. Contract ends 30th June. I found it quite bizarre that somebody seems to want to deliberately derail the guy's career. And I think it will affect him a great deal. Because he has to, if he has to go to court, so like you said, August 5th, right? Also, he's going to court.
August 5th, yes.
He has to be in the UK. Let's even imagine that he's gotten a contract, say, in the MLS or in the Saudi Pro League. It means he has to be going, flying in and out? Nobody is going to be, no coach is going to be so willing to sign a player who might have to be going to court every now and then. They are destroying the poor man's career. That's my view. I mean, the timing is strange. Why couldn't they have done this charges in early June or something? Why in July? At a time when we all know that we are preparing to go into a new season. Liverpool started pre-season 2 days ago. Imagine he had to go to a club in Europe. He should be in pre-season by now. So how is he going to get a club, go into pre-season, prepare? It's going to be problematic. Now, on the national team side, as Ray was saying, it gives the handlers of the national team a problem, a headache, because the guy will be clubless, he will not be active, and how do you call him into the national team when he probably wouldn't have played any competitive game for 3 months? It's so bizarre, but I hope he will be. I mean, is Mendy being replayed all over again? This is Mendy all over again. How long did it take Mendy to clear his name?
It took him what?
Like 2 years or 3?
2-3 years.
Yeah. It took him 2 to 3 years to clear his name, and his career was over. He's now going to sue for not being able to play football again.
Mendy got an £11 million payout, but I mean, as you're saying, by the time all of that settled, he had not played football for a very long time.
Yes, and he has not been able to play football again. It may happen to Partey, who is 32, 29 or 32?
32 now.
32 now. If this thing drags for a year or two, that's the end of his career. I had said he should move to Saudi. He should move to Saudi. When Ray said that the day they lost to PSG, that was the end of his Arsenal career. I agreed with him. That was it. That was the end of his career at Arsenal. Immediately, he should have started negotiations to go to Saudi. Then he would have had somewhere to put a foot. Now it's over. Look, these English prosecutors, they will stretch the matter. And Partey may not have peace till his career ends. This thing is going to drag. And I think ultimately he may not even be found guilty because proving these charges are not that easy.
Okay.
This is Sports FM, the voice of sport.
I mean,
Very, very unfortunate.
You spoke about the national team angle and
Yes.
you know the fact that he won't play and all. On the ethical side, if I can say that, where does that leave the handlers? Because here is a player who's very important to the team, but he has this circling him. Are there decisions to be made as to whether we should keep him close to the team or they should keep him far away from the team because of these issues that have emerged?
Well, for me, I think that the call up is based on your level of activity, right?
Okay.
I'm not even going to go down the ethical path at all. I don't think so, because guilty. You are not guilty until proven so, right?
Yes,
I mean, you give the benefit of the doubt, absolute benefit of the doubt. So I will go down the active path.
Yes.
But if you are I don't know if you are suggesting that even though he is not going to be active, he be brought close to the team like the way maybe Asamoah and Stephen Appiah
No.
close to the team.
I'm just asking. Yeah, I'm just asking. Just looking at. I mean, you mentioned the inactivity part, which is a very strong reality.
Yes. For me, that will be the determining factor.
Okay.
That is the determining factor. Somebody could quickly jump up and say, oh, but Olele was not active and came and became a star of the team. It's different. I mean, the Partey role is not a goalkeeper's role or something like this. It is a role that you need to be actively playing and competitively, not just playing some friendly matches here and there. You need to be up there competitively. We are preparing for a World Cup qualifier. It's not any mean small games that we are preparing for. These are World Cup qualifiers. So that he will not be active. That is the key. And based on that, I don't think he should be called.
Wow, I see. Ray, do you have a question?
That's the bottom line.
It's a thought that came to mind. I mean, Kojo, if there's a national team call-up, and we know the brand Black Stars,
yes,
wouldn't it be a bit of a challenge calling up a player with this baggage in quotes, which has moral issues, ethical issues, attached to it, one way or the other?
But you don't know. You don't know whether it is true or not.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. With the allegations leveled against the player, wouldn't it, worry the brand Black Stars?
Assuming he was still an Arsenal player, and he was active, and he will start the season and he's playing, I won't have any problem calling him to the national team until he has been proven guilty. Okay. This is an allegation. Ray, any female can get up. Any female you shook hands with can get up and say that you assaulted her. be very, very careful.
Yes,
you see Abigail this morning and say, hey, Abigail, today it's nice. So no, Abigail will go and file charges against you. Then now it becomes a court case. So Ray, suddenly you are morally wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
No, we don't do that. We don't do that. I would, if he was active, I would, until he has been proven guilty. I would have called him to the team. But right now, just based on his inactivity, I don't think so.
And I think I get your point. You believe that this can take him away from the pitch for a while, and that means that once he's inactive, you don't have a basis to call him to the national team.
Exactly. That's my basis. No matter how much you train on your own, you will never be at the level of playing a competitive game. Never. You can train all you want on your own. You can never be at the level where you are playing competitive. If he was in the English Premier League, playing competitively against Ray's Man or you Nathan to your Man U. How two Man U people came behind the microphone cry, I wonder. Anyway, but it will never be the same as he has played Chelsea this weekend, played Spurs the next weekend, goes to Liverpool another weekend, and then comes to play the Black Stars. No matter how much you are training on your own, running on your own, playing or even playing training games, it's not the same.
Yeah, it isn't.
He will never be at that level. So look, the timing is so bad. Look, whoever signed this thing really, really doesn't like Partey. The guy is after Partey big time. 4th of July, in between pre-season time, in between the time where you will be trying to get a club. No, it's the worst time to have been charged with it with this. It's the worst time.
Well, we'll see how it plays out. Kojo, thank you so much for your time.
It's an honor. It's an honor. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. My regards to everybody. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Kojo. Thank you. That was Kojo Addo Mensah, CEO of Databank. So, Ray, I guess the national team puzzle, or the national team part of this puzzle
has been solved
largely because there's a likelihood Partey could be inactive. And once he isn't, because of this back forth business, and the fact that clubs will be very hesitant to probably take you on, looking at everything that is happening. And I think you read in the explainer that it's up until 2026 that they will have a full trial. So this will be hanging over your head. You are popping in and out of court every now and again. So it could leave him in a very complex place where, because he's dealing with this, he's not active, and now Coach Otto Addo has to make a decision.
Which again, raises a few questions. If Otto Addo feels Thomas Partey is a very essential part of the team, and his talent and quality, without doubt, whether he's playing or not, he's still Partey. He can also make a decision and say, well, let me gamble on Partey, whether he's active or whether he's inactive or not. Or maybe Partey could find himself attached to a club and be training, which is also a possibility. But then again, Nathan, if we want to hang firmly on it's an allegation, he's not been proven guilty, I think there are clubs out there who would also hang on that and say, well, he's a good player.
Yes.
This is just an allegation.
There will certainly be clubs,
so we'll go ahead and make that deal. Right. There's a possibility that could happen. There's a strong possibility that could also be the case. Because at this point, we have all agreed that, okay, fine, it's just an allegation. He's not been proven guilty. His talent is there. Everybody knows what he can do. So, why don't you break the bank for him? Why don't you put that contract through with a few terms and conditions that would protect us in future? That is, if he's found guilty. I mean, with a few buffers here and there, with a few triggers here and there. Okay, so again, there's a possibility a club may take the gamble and then sign him on because they need his services. So it's two ways. It could be a turn-off for clubs, and again, some clubs could just risk it. Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. But in all of this, we wish Thomas Partey well. There are lots of examples of players who have gone through this and come out free.
The voice of
and even reading the explainer, there's data to show that it's a very difficult case to prosecute, with over 70,000 plus cases of rape being reported by the police in 2024. Only 2.7% of those 70,000 plus cases have ended up with the suspect being charged by the Crown Prosecution Services and eventually having to serve jail time for some of these offenses. So, Nathan, it is, conviction rates in England and Wales for rape and sexual assault crime are among the lowest for any crime. So, it means that whatever the case may be, our brother could get off the hook. But it is just what it does to his career now.
We are all concerned about what it is likely going to do.
That seems to be the problem.
Yes. We'll just have to wait and see.
But we wish him well.
Yes. We wish him the very best. His lawyer said that they were ready to go to court, ready to go and clear their name. So we wish them the very best. For us in Ghana, we are all concerned. We just hope that, we just hope that the right things are done.